The collapse of modern money, the predictable death of US dollar. Despite the fact that fiat money plays a huge role in our society, we need to remind ourselves that it doesn't have any intrinsic value. This underlying vulnerability is visible, and a predictable collapse of the present financial system is inevitable. Many economic experts have predicted that the modern financial system is on the edge of collapse. Unless you have your head in the sand, you probably realize that the governments and the central banks can print money out of thin air and in unlimited amounts. The United States and the Federal Reserve have been creating money from nothing for years because they had exhausted all their monetary policies. Despite the fact that many Americans will be happy to get the 1,200 check from the Treasury, the move will essentially debase the US dollar, reduce its purchasing power, and make every citizen poorer. From 2002 to 2018, US government debt increased from roughly 6 trillion to 22 trillion USD. The domestic product debt to gross government debt ratio also reached 100%. These factors increase the chance the US will let the value of the dollar decline so that it could pay back its debt with cheaper money. When you think this is not scary enough, the US printed more money in 1 month than 2 centuries in 2020, ringing alarm bell to prompt the rich to add on their backup plan. No place to hide in the established financial system. Nothing can hide the fact that the US is the biggest debtor country in the world and is creating money in careless and uncontrolled way. The goal of this is simple. The USA wants to remain the illusion of wealth. As a result, it is likely that the US dollar will go down in value in real terms until it becomes a global liability. The value of precious metals will increase, and gold will regain its monetary position at the heart of the world financial system. But it is not just the US dollar. The entire world has gone the same tragic path of fiat-based currency. Every major economic uses fiat currency, and most will suffer when the USD-based system implodes. Who else is being born to pay our debts? This chart showing from IWB assumes 1.5% GDP growth through 2025 versus constant 2 trillion annual deflux after the 2020 2.8 trillion blowout. While the under 65-year-old population was projected to return to minimal growth, the pandemic is likely to turn that projected growth to decline and further decelerating potential economic activity. And just to put this step in context, this chart is when adding relatively constant of under 20-year-old US population, the future that is responsible for servicing our debt, versus the rapidly growing federal debt. Finally, putting the debt into personal terms against American futures. While this population is not yet old enough to vote, they are sure to feel the full impact of the debt. Of course, over the course of their lives, they can never repay the debt, nor can they even honestly service the interest payments. Instead, they continue to see Federal Reserve policies rewarding the banks, large institutions, the asset holders, and the elderly. But this is only federal debt. If we added the soaring unfunded liabilities, you can likely quadruple those per capita dollar amounts. This debt is like an ever heavier weight spread across the population that isn't growing, and eventually the policies of avoidance will crush whatever is under it. Future within our reach. The question now isn't one of if modern money will collapse, it is the question of when. A well-diversified portfolio with reduced dependence on the US dollar is one of the best ways to protect your finances right now. Once the system fails, you have no alternatives left, and you need to have a plan in place right now. But which assets should we keep? Gold has served as a currency for over 4,000-5,000 years, and the modern fiat dollar has only operated for about 50 years. Together with gold, silver may also be a good long-term strategy when the collapse of the current debt-based monetary order comes to pass. More than just metals. While metal seems to lead the game, there is a new asset that makes a lot of sense: Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency are global assets that can be used without the permission of any third party and can be spent over the internet. While they are a new asset class, many professional investors are working to add them into their asset mix. Over the next several years, several thousands of jobs and companies will be created worldwide, based directly and indirectly on blockchain Bitcoin technology. What really matters here is our understanding of the asset. Whether you invest in physical gold or Bitcoin, is crucial to prepare all the knowledge you will need. Most people still don't understand how crypto works or how they could be used during a currency crisis to ensure that you have access to financial services. You still have time to insulate yourself from the increasingly unstable global financial system and buy assets that can keep your finances safe during a crash. Take time to prepare today while you are still in position of strength. And while you're in here, you can smash that like button and subscribe my channel. I've been telling people how to prepare, and I'm doing money coaching as well. If you'd like to find out how to prepare you are for this upcoming The Great Reset, I'm offering a one-off free money coaching session for new clients for a limited time in September 2020. Because now is the time to take actions, and I'm really passionate to help more people survive and thrive through this wave. To your success, peace out. Choo!